Renata Guzman.
And I'm Erica Ned.
Welcome to Capital City Underground.
We've got a packed show for you tonight, including a piece on dance marathon and a pretty talented musician.
Plus, we'll take a look at one of Nebraska's most successful sports teams. But guess what? It's not football, volleyball, or basketball. More to come on that later in the show. So let's get started with some local and national news.
According to the Omaha police, the woman who was wanted in a fake ticket scheme involving Taylor Swift concerts has turned herself in. Samantha Grave was arrested yesterday and charged with theft by deception after printing and selling about 200 unauthorized tickets to Swift's concert at the CenturyLink Center. Hillary Clinton is testifying to an investigative committee this afternoon about the 2012 attacks on Benghazi. Critics have said that as Secretary of State, Clinton should have done more to prevent the attacks, but Clinton is defending her record.
Tonight we are doing our...
I've lost more sleep than all of you put together. I have been racking my brain about what more could have been done or should have been done.
%, because the railroad hauled less freight and because coal demand was weak. The Omaha-based railroad says shipping rate increases and cheap fuel couldn't offset the decline in volume. Automotive shipments were the only ones to increase in the quarter. CEO Lance Fritz says the railroad is making progress to cutting costs to meet current demand.
This is Dance Marathon Week here at UNL and across the country. Reporter JC John is live at the Union, where Dance Marathon is currently hosting its philanthropy. Let's take a look.
Thanks, ladies. I'm here at the Union, where behind me in the green space, Dance Marathon Week is in full swing with their Breakfast for Dinner philanthropy. We talked to Dance Marathon executive member Caitlin Wayman about what the money is going toward this year. So let's take a look.
Tonight we are doing our fall philanthropy for Dance Marathon. It's called the Brenner Club, and the Pancake Man will be in the Union Green Space from 4:30 to 7:30. $5 for 4 pancakes, sausage, and a drink, so y'all should come down right now. Dance Marathon is raising money for your Children's Miracle Network Hospital. We're raising money for the local children's hospital in Omaha, and all the money that we raise through everything we do throughout the year will go directly to Children's Hospital. If you want to sign up for Dance Marathon, you can go to dm.unl.edu. This year it will be on February 27th in the Union from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Our goal this year for Dance Marathon as a campus is to raise $200,000, and hopefully with everyone that gets involved we'll be able to do that.
So the Brenner Club philanthropy is happening until 7:30 tonight, but if you can't make it tonight to support Dance Marathon, you can still sign up until February, the day before the event. Sign-ups are available on dm.unl.edu. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hey JC, so we know that you participated in the Dance Marathon last year and you're planning to participate again. So are you going to be able to dance for 12 hours straight?
Yeah, Renata, so I am totally prepared to dance for 12 hours. My question is, are you and Erica prepared to dance for 12 hours? Because I'm challenging you guys to sign up and make sure you show up at Dance Marathon this year.
We can definitely do that. I'm in.
Yeah, let's do it. Thanks, JC. The newest Sesame Street character has orange hair, green eyes, and autism. Her name is Julia. She's part of a new online initiative to spread awareness about autistic developmental disorders. Parents can download a free app that teaches kids how to better interact with autistic children. In it, Elmo plays with Julia and explains how she plays in different ways. Sesame Street is using a hashtag #SeeAmazing to encourage people to share their stories, videos, and pictures on social media to keep the conversation about autism going. No word on if Julia will appear on the show.
The transportation service Lyft has paid a fine to settle a complaint filed by Nebraska regulators. According to the Lincoln Journal-Star, the Nebraska Public Service Commission accused the company of failing to seek permission to operate in Nebraska and of operating illegally in the state for more than a year. Your extra large pepperoni pizza is about to get a sweet new ride. Domino's announced Wednesday it would launch 100 custom pizza delivery vehicles in 25 markets across the U.S. The vehicles, known as the Domino's DXP, are modified Chevrolet Sparks, outfitted with a warming oven and extra storage areas in the front and back. The company said the only seat in the car is the driver's, but the vehicles can hold up to 80 pizzas at a time. Some of the markets receiving a DXP include Boston, New Orleans, San Diego, and Detroit.
80 pizzas is a lot of pizza.
I think so, but I'm really hoping that Lincoln or Omaha or one of our areas get them.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Well, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with our Spotlight story, so stay with us.
90.3 KRNU is the University of Nebraska's own radio station located in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. Since 1970, KRNU has been providing Lincoln with new indie music, local artist promotions, and the long support of local businesses. This year, KRNU is celebrating its 45th anniversary and plans to be around for at least another 45. Tune your FM dial to 90.3 anytime, or hear us live online streaming at krnu.unl.edu.
I always knew I was going to study fashion design in college, and I kind of got addicted to the energy.
Just to be able to see all the hard work the students have put into it and how talented they are.
The most innovative designers are students, and I get really excited knowing that kids are still into it. There's just no other industry like it.
I'm Prince Mukamara, and I'm urging you to go to collegeboundnebraska.com to see if you qualify.
For this week's Spotlight segment, reporter Connor Dunn met with one marketing student who says wearing makeup has changed his life.
By day, he is Chris Ahrens, a 23-year-old marketing student and part-time leasing agent in Lincoln, Nebraska. But when the sun goes down and the lights come up, Autumn Quinn hits the stage. For Ahrens, drag performance began as a joke. He wanted to say that as a man, he had proudly worn a dress and heels in public.
Are we having fun now? Yeah! Are you done?
Things changed when he realized drag isn't just about putting on some makeup and lip-syncing to Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. It's a form of art that he says helps many in the LGBT community open up and express themselves.
Drag queens are this powerful voice in the community. We get to make people feel comfortable whether they like it or not, because if you're standing next to me and I look like a freaking clown, you're obviously going to feel a lot less tension, and the attention's not going to be on you, so you can go have your own fun.
And drag isn't just for the guys. You'll also see women at the shows dressed as drag kings, or women performing as men.
Yep, I do all the necessary things that, like binding my chest, dressing masculine and making like beards and all that stuff. My hair is short and, kind of giving male characteristics that you would see like a normal man.
But drag doesn't come without its challenges. It's expensive, and unless you've got a reputation, there isn't a whole lot of money coming back in. And like many drag performers, Ahrens was also faced with a family confused by his desire to perform as a woman.
Their concern for me was, does that mean you're transitioning? They think that I'm a woman now, and I'm not. I'm still me. I'm just a louder, more covered version of me.
Ahrens says he's fortunate enough to have a family that is so accepting of his interests, but he knows the same can't be said for many others in the LGBT community. Through Autumn, Ahrens says he's discovered a voice he didn't know he had. Now he hopes to be a voice for those in the community that are still afraid to be themselves.
Are we ready for another entertainer, everyone? Okay, the next entertainer needs a little more encouragement than woo. Are we ready for the next entertainer, everyone?
As a drag performer who's only been doing this for a year, Aaron says he still has a lot to learn, but he's excited for what's to come, especially in terms of how his marketing degree can be used to further his drag. And as for Autumn, well, she has a show to perform.
I'm here with reporter Connor Dunn, who just did the drag piece that we just saw. Connor, tell me a little bit more about the time and the cost of doing some of that stuff that they do.
Yeah, so the object of drag for a guy is to look like a girl. So it takes about 2.5 hours or so for the average, time limit for a drag queen to get ready for a show, just with the makeup. And then they have to put on the hip pads and dresses and everything else. The cost, there's a lot of makeup involved, but it's a different kind of makeup. Like for a girl might use CoverGirl. Well, they make a joke in the drag community, CoverGirl doesn't cover boy. So you kind of get an idea of what kind of makeup needs to be used. It's thick, theatrical makeup.
Okay, cool. And so if someone's interested in maybe getting involved or seeing one of these shows or learning more about them, where can they go?
Yeah, so Lincoln's LGBT Dance Club is the alley at 10th and M Streets. And there's usually always some kind of drag show going on the weekend. So just show up as long as you're 19 and older and you'll be able to get there. They're also very supportive if you want to start drag. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Connor. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to have a piece on counseling and psychological services at UNL. So stay with us.
Donations from our supporters through Campaign for Nebraska enrich the classroom experience, advance research, fuel innovation and economic development, and enhance the campus environment. Campaign for Nebraska and the University of Nebraska-Lincoln thank our donors for gifts that write a story of success for the future.
Well, the speech and debate team is 143 years old. We're the oldest student activity on campus, and we're one of the best.
We work really hard.
And we're the best Big Ten team in the nation.
We've won the Big Ten Tournament Championship 3 years in a row.
And for the past 8 years, we have placed in the top 10 nationally.
We have the best students, the hardest working, the most dedicated. We have the best students here at Nebraska.
As a student at the University of Nebraska, there are certain rights to which you are entitled. This week's feature highlights your rights about counseling and psychological services offered on campus.
Depression is one of the leading reasons students drop out of college. It can be caused by anxiety or stress over studying, doing homework, or any relationship a student has while attending. UNL's counseling and psychological services is available to all students to help ensure their success.
I've never used CAPS. I don't think I really know where it's even located at. The way I am is just like, oh, I got this. I don't need to go to anyone with my problems or stuff like that. So.
According to studies by the National Alliance for Mental Health, 1 in 4 students has a diagnosable illness and 40% don't seek help. While CAPS has seen a definite increase in the amount of students that have visited this semester, plenty of students are still unaware that CAPS offers 3 free visits and is available to help with most any situation.
We work to make sure that students are safe on this campus. We work to make sure that students' medical and mental health care is taken care of well. Being in the health center, that gives us the opportunity of being able to pull in students whose medical health might be affecting their mental health, and so we're able to help them in that fashion. Academically, if students are having difficulty, we know the folks that they can talk to help them get on top of those academic difficulties as well. So again, CAPS is out there. We're in the GON doing Dish It Up. We're out there doing stuff to try to help students.
Located on the 2nd floor of the UNL Health Center and operates during normal building hours. From Capital City Underground, I'm Brianne DeVos.
Thanks, Bea. For Blue Cross and Blue Shield insurance holders, all visits to CAPS after your first 3 times are covered. For those without insurance, additional visits would be $20 each.
Now, here's a look at the weather forecast with Capital City Underground's Audra Moore.
Cody, Audra, and Jake update Lincoln with your latest weather information. From the storms to the studio, let's take a look at this week's forecast.
Good evening, Lincoln. Let's take a look at your current weather conditions here in the capital city. 65 degrees right now, still cloudy as it has been for most of the day today. Winds are currently out of the east at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We'll go ahead and take a look at our current satellite loop. If we look, there is a low pressure here that has been moving up towards the north, towards Nebraska, which is bringing us some sprinkles throughout the day today and will bring more chances for rain this evening. There also is a warm front that is heading from Kansas up into Nebraska, which will bring us warmer temperatures into tomorrow and keep our overnight temperatures constant with what has been today. We'll go ahead and take a look at our evening forecast for tonight. The low is about 57 degrees. A good chance of rain as we head overnight. The wind will still be out of the east at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll see what kind of accumulations we get for precip, probably about a 70% chance of rain. Tomorrow, the clouds will stick around. Still a good chance for rain as we head through the day on Friday. Chances will taper off towards the evening hours as a cold front moves through the area. Winds are going to shift and be out of the southeast at 15 to 20 miles per hour as we head into tomorrow. If we look at our game day forecast, 9 a.m., 47 degrees, so you're going to want a jacket or a coat, whichever you prefer. By kickoff, though, at 11 a.m., we're looking at 54 degrees. Will be sunny for much of the day on Saturday after the clouds move out Friday evening. By noon, 56 degrees, and by 3 p.m., 64 degrees. As we head into our evening after the game, we're looking at about 60 degrees by 6 p.m. The winds will still be out of the northwest now at 15 to 20 miles per hour, which could impact the game a bit, but we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. We'll go ahead and take a look at your week ahead. Sunday and Monday, both 65. As we head into your work week, 63 on Tuesday. We're going to see another chance for precipitation. Will be a bit cloudier again, and on Wednesday, a high of 57. Still partly cloudy, but very normal autumn temperatures. For Capital City Underground, I'm Audra Moore. Back to you at the desk.
Pretty excited about all this weather. When I woke up this morning and it was raining, I was like, oh my gosh, it's fall and we're in the middle of October and it's about time.
I do love the fall weather, all the colors and stuff, but hopefully it lasts a little bit longer because I am not ready for that winter weather yet.
Okay, so. Yeah, says the girl from Wisconsin. Not ready for the winter.
Up next, we have this week's sports highlights.
From big time to little known, sports are happening all across Nebraska's campus all the time. An inside look at what our Huskers are doing happening right now.
There's one team at Nebraska that has more national championships than any other sport, and they don't play on a field. Reporter Bailey Neal has the story.
From afar, they may look like just a typical group of students hanging out at the local bowling alley, but upon closer inspection, it's easy to see that these girls mean business. The Nebraska women's bowling team were national champions last year and start this year off ranked first in the coaches' poll.
It's a popularity contest. They rank us number one. We finished last season number one and have some good returnees. Doesn't mean we really deserve it. Hopefully we can prove that in the pudding.
Head coach Bill Straub is the most decorated professional bowler in the state of Nebraska. He's been coaching the women's team now for 19 years, and not once in those 19 years have any of his teams been ranked lower than 7th nationally.
We take bowling here really seriously compared to other schools. If you see us at tournaments and you see the other schools, you can tell that we prepare. We practice 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. And it's just a lot of bowling, a lot of repetition and drills, and all that hard work, it paid off.
Here at the East Campus Union, the bowling team practices each day, surrounded by reminders of just how good the bowling program is here at UNL.
Proudly on display at the East Campus facility are 10 national championship titles, along with countless other awards and their wall of All-Americans, including last year's additions, Jasmine Mason, who you heard from earlier, and Julia Bond.
It's a goal that I've had and that I accomplished, so it's nice seeing it almost every day, kind of a reminder to keep kind of pushing forward.
The girls were kind enough to take some time out of their busy practice and show me a few things.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah!
It might not have been the best shot, but at least I didn't gutter it. Think I'll just leave that to the varsity athletes. Reporting for Capital City Underground, I'm Bailey Neal with videographers Joey Seach and John Hansen.
The bowling team had their first competition this past weekend in New Orleans and finished 3rd out of 15 teams.
Just a reminder that the Iron N is trying something new for this year's alternate uniform game on Saturday. They're asking fans to wear red and bring a black t-shirt to put on every time the defense takes the field. Louisville men's basketball coach Rick Pitino says he will not be resigning. The coach made the announcement in a letter posted on his website. This following a launch of an investigation by the NCAA and Louisville into allegations that former Louisville basketball staff paid escorts to party and have sex with players and recruits. Pitino has said he knows nothing about the alleged parties. Former assistant Andre McGee also denies the allegations and is on paid administrative leave from his coaching job during the investigation.
The New York Mets are in their first World Series in 15 years, and if you want to catch a home game in person, it's going to cost you. Ticket tracker SeatGeek says many tickets for the 3 Mets World Series home games are already selling for over $1,000 each. Another resale tracker says the average asking price for Mets home games is almost $1,700. That would make Mets tickets the most expensive in World Series history. And I know that story's a little bittersweet for our Erica here. In order for them to get there, they had to beat out your team.
They did. It was really sad. I was really bumming, but it was a really good season overall, and I don't know if people really expected us to get that far, but it was good, and I'm looking forward to next season. So.
And it's been a lot of fun, too, because then you see these teams that are all the underdogs, and Chicago Cubs definitely were one of them.
Oh,
so hopefully it'll happen again.
I know. Yeah, hopefully. Next year.
And so we're going to head to a break, and when we get back, we'll see what's going on campus.
I always knew I was going to study fashion design in college, and I kind of got addicted to the energy.
Just to be able to see all the hard work the students have put into it and how talented they are.
The most innovative designers are students. And I get really excited knowing that kids are still into it. There's just no other industry like it.
Picture yourself in a masterpiece building, surrounded by the work of great American masters. It's here. Sheldon Museum of Art at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Nebraska's national treasure.
Hey guys, it's Drew from CC Underground. If you're on campus over the next week, be sure to look out for me because you will have a chance to be on TV for some on-the-spot trivia. Sort of something like this.
What sport was recently removed from the 2016 Olympics? Chess. I've got no idea.
I don't know. Is it like curling?
Okay. We'll see you next Thursday at 5 o'clock. You don't want to miss this.
We have a Tony Award-winning musical coming to the Lead Center October 29th through November 1st. Kelsey Bathke joins us live from the Union with the guests to tell us a little more about A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder.
There you go. Thanks, guys. I'm here at the Union today with Carrie Christensen of the Lead Center for Performing Arts. We're discussing A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, a new show coming up this next coming weekends. Carrie, why don't you tell us some more about that?
Yeah, so it was the 2014 Tony Award-winning Best Musical. This is a huge deal that we have it here in Lincoln and at the Lead Center. It's about a young man named Monty Navarro. And Monty finds out that he's in line to inherit this enormous fortune. Well, he's like ninth in line. He has 8 relatives that stand in his way. So he decides naturally he's going to kill all of them, every relative that stands in his way, so that he can inherit what's rightfully his, right? So it's a hilarious musical, super funny, wonderful music, great costumes, and one really cool thing is that all 8 characters, all of the 8 relatives, are actually played by the same guy. So he's doing quick changes backstage from man to woman, woman to man, with teeth, facial hair, wigs, I mean the whole 9. So completely transforming.
Wow, that's pretty intriguing. So why don't you tell us more about, I hear there's some discounts that the general public and both students can get here.
Well, right now we're running a discount on A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder for just the Thursday and Saturday Saturday performances, and if you use discount code LAUGH, you can get 25% off of tickets, but that's just for the general public. Now, students actually get 50% off to all of the Lead Center's shows. Anything that's during our regular season, you guys can get half-price tickets to. We also have a really cool program called Arts for All, and that's how you get free tickets to lots of shows, so including Gentleman's Guide, and that's at go.unl.edu/arts, the number 4 all, and you can get all the information there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Carrie. You can find more information at leadcenter.org. For Capital City Underground, I'm Kelsey Bathke. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Kelsey. That looks like a great show. And speaking of show, the man who is usually behind the scenes of our music directing here at Capital City Underground decided to get in front of the cameras today.
We have been waiting to show off his amazing talent. Here's Nick Hermson with a cover of Let Her Cry.
She sits alone by a lamppost and trying to find a thought that escaped her mind. Well, she said, "There's the one I love the most. His top's not far behind." Well, she never lets me in, only tells me where she's been when she's had too much to drink. I say that I don't care, I just run my hands through her dark hair, and I pray to God you gotta help me fly away and just let her cry. Let her tears fall down like rain. Let her sing. If it eases all her pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be. Oh, let her be. This morning I woke up alone, found a note standing by the phone saying, maybe I'll be back someday. I wanted to look for you, you walked in, I didn't know what to do, so I sat back down and I had a beer and felt sorry for myself, saying, let her cry. Let her tears fall down like rain. Let her sing. If it eases all her pain, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be. Oh, let her be. Oh.
Like we said, we were so excited to have Nick in our studio and to finally play for us. And he had a really hard time deciding on a song, but that was just because he was so good at everything that he sang.
Yeah, he had tons of songs, tons of options, and so it was hard to pick one, but it was really cool having him with us.
It was. Well, thanks for watching us and our show today. We'll see you next week back here on Capital City Underground, same time, same place.
Have a great night, everybody.
I know, I'm so sad about that.